Eleanor Whitmore stood on the glass balcony of her 42nd floor penthouse, the city glittering beneath her like a kingdom she had conquered, when her daughter tugged at her sleeve and pointed to her own throat. Lily's wide eyes were wet, her small hands trembling as she tried to shape words that would never come. For a moment, the most powerful woman in the financial world felt smaller than she had ever felt in her life. Eleanor had built Whitmore Global from nothing into a multinational empire. Her face was on magazine covers, her name whispered in boardrooms with reverence and fear. She negotiated billion-dollar deals before breakfast and fired executives without blinking. She was decisive, brilliant, unstoppable. But when it came to her 8-year-old daughter, she was helpless. Lily had been born mute, her vocal cords damaged by a rare complication during birth. Doctors had offered theories, treatments, endless therapy plans. Eleanor had signed every check, flown Lily to the best specialists in the world, hired the most renowned speech therapists. Still, Lily remained silent. After Lily's father died in a car accident when she was 3, Eleanor buried herself even deeper in her work. Grief became ambition. Love became provision. She convinced herself that wealth and security were enough, that if Lily had everything money could buy, she would be happy. But Lily didn't need another private tutor, another luxury toy, another penthouse view. She needed her mother. Every morning, Eleanor rushed out the door before Lily woke up. Every night, she returned after Lily had already fallen asleep. Their communication was reduced to sticky notes and gestures. Lily had learned basic sign language, but Eleanor never found the time to learn more than a few clumsy signs. Meetings, flights, mergers, there was always something more important. Until the day Lily disappeared. It happened on a rainy Tuesday. Eleanor was in a board meeting when her phone buzzed repeatedly. She ignored it, finishing her presentation with sharp confidence. When she finally checked her phone, her blood ran cold. 12 missed calls. 3 messages from her housekeeper. 1 message from Lily's school. Lily hadn't been picked up. Eleanor ran. She didn't excuse herself. She didn't explain. She ran out of the building, heels slipping on marble, heart pounding so violently it hurt. By the time she reached the school, police cars were already there. Lily had last been seen waiting by the gate, clutching her backpack and looking around anxiously. The world Eleanor had built, money, power, control, collapsed in an instant. Hours passed, then days. The media swarmed. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire CEO's mute daughter missing." Eleanor barely slept. She replayed every moment she had ignored Lily's tug on her sleeve, every time she had chosen work over a bedtime story. On the 3rd day, a call came in. Lily had been found. She had wandered into a nearby community center during the rain, confused and scared, unable to speak to anyone. An elderly volunteer who knew basic sign language noticed her distress and stayed with her until police arrived. Lily was physically unharmed, but emotionally shaken. When Eleanor rushed into the hospital room, Lily flinched at the sound of her footsteps. That flinch shattered Eleanor more than any headline ever could. She knelt beside the bed, tears blurring her vision. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, though Lily couldn't hear the words the way Eleanor meant them. Lily turned her face away. Something in Eleanor broke open that night. Not just fear, but understanding. For the first time, she saw her daughter not as a problem to be solved with money, but as a child who felt abandoned, unheard, invisible. The next morning, Eleanor cancelled everything. Board meetings, international flights, a major merger. Her assistant stared at her in disbelief. "I'm not available," Eleanor said simply. "For the first time in my life, I'm not available." She enrolled in intensive sign language classes. She sat with Lily every afternoon, practicing simple signs, mother, love, sorry, together. Lily was hesitant at first, her small hands stiff with uncertainty. But when Eleanor fumbled a sign and laughed at herself, Lily smiled, a real smile, the first Eleanor had seen in months. Progress was slow, painfully slow. Lily had learned not to expect her mother's presence, and trust doesn't grow overnight. Some days Lily refused to sign at all. Other days she scribbled angry drawings of empty houses and tiny stick figures standing alone. Eleanor stayed, through the frustration, through the silence, through the guilt that clawed at her chest. Then came another challenge. Lily began having panic attacks at school. Without a voice, she felt trapped when other children teased her or when she couldn't express herself. One afternoon, Eleanor found Lily curled up under her desk, shaking, her hands pressed over her ears. That night, Eleanor made another decision that stunned her company. She stepped down as CEO. The board protested. The stock dipped. Analysts predicted disaster. Eleanor didn't care. She transformed a wing of their home into a communication studio, bringing in therapists who specialized in alternative communication, sign language, visual boards, assistive technology. She sat in every session. She learned every technique. And then something miraculous happened. Lily found her voice, not through sound, but through connection. She began telling stories in signs. Long, expressive stories about her dreams, her fears, her anger, her hope. Eleanor listened with her whole being. For the first time, mother and daughter were truly speaking to each other. One evening, Lily signed something that made Eleanor's breath catch. "Mum stayed. Mum, here's me." Eleanor pulled her into her arms and cried harder than she ever had in any boardroom or funeral. Years passed. Eleanor never returned to her old life. She started a foundation for children with speech disabilities, funding programs, building schools, training teachers. She used her wealth not to escape pain, but to transform it into purpose. Lily grew into a confident teenager, fluent in sign language, fearless in expressing herself. She stood on stages beside her mother, telling her story with her hands while Eleanor translated with her voice. And one day, during a televised charity event, Lily signed something unexpected. "My mum thought she had everything. But she didn't have me. Now she does." The audience wept. Eleanor smiled through tears. She had lost her empire. But she had found her daughter. And that, she finally understood, was the only success that truly mattered.